everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, New Breeders. My name is Kiran, and in this video, we'll be continuing our series where we talk about each and every Wheel of Time episodes. And I'm joined by Angela from Bookaholic BrownNymph. And if you haven't subscribed to her, please go and subscribe. And we'll be continuing with our discussion of episode 5. If you haven't watched our previous 4 episode discussions, the links would be there in the description down below. Please go and watch that as well. Okay, Angela. So before actually going to each and every scene, I just wanted to ask you what were your overall thoughts about the episode? How did you feel throughout this episode? Yeah, please share.
Less action, but more emotions. So
Yeah.
I completely enjoyed it. I cried at some point, which I was not expecting to do, but it was really, really emotional. And I think with each episode, the series is getting better and better, and we as viewers are getting more and more invested in these characters and their journey. So yes, it was completely, what do you call that? A wholesome
Heartbreaking.
package for me. Yeah, it was heartbreaking at the same time. I had, I the moment I finished it, the next thing I wanted to do is watch it again. That was the episode for
Yeah.
me. So yes, I have no complaints. I totally enjoyed it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was just so emotional, and I was not expecting that we'll get so many emotional scenes in this one. So, yeah, I can't wait to talk
Yeah.
scene by scene about this. So, let's just
and
begin.
and also it is not just emotion for the sake of emotion. It all made sense. It
Yeah.
all added up to the story, and yeah, it is kind of a setup for the coming 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's go and talk about each and every scene. So, what
Yes,
did you
let's
think
go.
about this scene? Yeah.
I love this scene. I have to make a comment on the music as well. The
Yeah.
the dirge that you listen in the background. I really like that. Uh, and the funeral as a whole, it was very somber, at the same time artistically done, especially the shot from above where they show the circle. So that
Yeah.
was so brilliant. So keeping the, what do you call that, the mood same, they kept the artistry also intact. It was so beautifully, very well done. All the colors, complementing each other. So the visually it was great. At the same time, oh my god, the actor who played Stephen, he is so good. Like in every
Yeah.
scene you can feel his pain, like
Yeah.
from the very funny smiling person who he was in the previous episodes, he suddenly becomes this person who almost like half dead. It's like
Yeah.
he has lost himself. You can see that. So I really appreciate his acting. He's done it brilliantly. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's the visual representation of the bond, and they were actually kind of able to convey that the Aes Sedai
Yes.
is dead and the warder is dead inside as well,
Yeah.
and how he just cannot function. I mean, he's
Mm.
not able to function without the Aes Sedai,
Mm.
which was
Mm.
so good. Yeah, it was done
Yeah.
beautifully. Yeah, and I also want to talk about Leandrin. And because in the books, I thought Leandrin was the kind of character who would not care if the other Aes Sedai even die. Like, I got this kind of feeling when I was reading her.
Yes.
But here, you can feel the pain on this woman's face. So you just know
Yeah.
how different this Leandrin is from the books. And I'm just loving it. I'm really enjoying it. So when I was watching this particular scene, the thing that came to my mind was Game of Thrones. I don't know why, but when I watched this particular scene, I also watched it in the trailers as well. And at that time
Teaser.
also,
Yeah.
I thought about Game of Thrones because I think this entire particular shot kind of reminded me of Game of Thrones. And this is really cool. Even though we see so many people dead, and I shouldn't call it cool, but I think cinematically it's very beautiful, I think.
So it's been 1 month.
Yeah, so basically they have been on the road for the entire month. This was really cool to actually show that it's not like the world is really small. It's like the world is big and they need to kind of go through a lot of different places to actually reach the White Tower and
Right.
Tavalon. Okay, so about this particular conversation between Maureen and Lan. So, do you have anything to say about this?
I think Maureen is trying to understand if he has something for Naini. And Lan is like, no, I don't know about her. Like, I'm not interested, kind of thing. She's trying to brush it off.
I
So
think
that
she's
was
trying to
fun.
tease him because she already knows that
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah, it was indirectly trying to ask what his feelings are. But you know what? This is again another thing. But because each of them feel each other's feelings to some extent, right? So
Yeah,
maybe she already knows it, and that's why.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was just teasing him because she already
Yes.
knows. Okay, so this particular scene, I just love how beautiful it is, and it's
Yes.
just so beautiful. And then we see the dragon mount there, the volcano as well, and the White Tower. So, how do you feel about
And the
this?
fact that Rand remembers this place. Oh, I've seen this mountain before. So
Yeah,
that's a nice touch as well. So, oh my God. Initially I had a problem with the look of the White Tower, not now, but when the trailer was dropped way back. But then
okay,
it grew into me. But I love this, the way the city is built. Even the shots of the city, inside the city, very nicely done. I think they were sets, right? So very
yeah,
well done. But oh, the scenery, the landscape, I think this is definitely CGI. So
yeah,
right. So but it's so natural. It doesn't feel CGI. It's
yeah.
very well done. They
It's
have
very
put in so
beautiful.
much effort into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Even Rand and Matt are kind of happy to see it and kind of shocked that there can be cities this big. So you can just definitely
Yeah,
feel
because in the
how.
books it's very clearly mentioned that this is the first time they're seeing a big city. I mean, they come into the previous city, Berlon or something. There itself, they
Amen.
are like,
Yeah,
so
this is
astonished by the size
huge.
of it. This is
Yeah.
much, much bigger than Berlon. And so they are like so much, oh my God, this is like, Berlon looks very small in front. Something like that he tells also, Rand, I think.
Yeah, in
So
Camelin
that,
as well. They're just overwhelmed by how grand it is because they've never been to a
yeah,
place which is this grand. Right.
right.
And I really liked how we see so many different kind of people here, as if people from all the different backgrounds come
Yeah.
and live in the city, which is so cool. So
Entering it.
Paran Fain is here. In this particular conversation, Matt is confused and he thinks that he's the one who actually killed the family. Or is it something like he does not have the memories? What do you think is actually happening? Do you think that he has lost his memory?
So he has this madness or whatever in him growing, the evil in him growing. Plus,
Yeah.
he is also worried about that incident, whether he killed that family or not. That is also eating him from inside because the
Yeah.
family is not adults, two young kids are there also, right? So that is also eating him, I think. But I think in general, he has forgotten that whole incident.
Yeah, I also think so. I think that because he was in a trance, I don't know. When he was just standing over there, I think Rand kind of drags him to
Right.
outside at that time. So I think that he has somehow forgotten whatever that happened over there. So I think he's just losing
Yeah.
his memory in this particular scene.
In this series, he is good. You feel for him. Oh my God! But in the books, he was so irritating. I was like, just shut the fuck up, Matt. I was so pissed with Matt. He was getting
Yeah.
irritated. He was snappy. He was always on the edge and irritating everybody around. And
Okay. So Nynaeve and Maureen's conversation. So what do you think about this?
sometimes I feel Naini is being overconfident. Right? I mean, she has come to this white tower that has stood for thousands and thousands of years and to test of time and all kind of things. And it's full of Aes Sedai who have different kind of powers of different levels. And then she thinks that she comes in and then they have to be afraid of her. Like, really, Naini? Yeah. So, but that also shows that she is ready to go to any extent to find her friend. That's that
Yeah.
much dedication she has towards them, and they are from her village, so she feels a kinship towards them. It also shows that she's fierce and not gonna back down.
I think this also kind of shows who Nynaeve is. Like Nynaeve is kind of scared at this moment. Nynaeve has no idea what's going to happen, but she's the kind of person who will not show weakness. She'll
Oh, yes.
try
Yeah.
to, yeah, she'll always try to be confident and try to kind of mask it. She wants to make the other person feel that she's so confident and she's
Yeah.
not scared. But Moraine is someone who knows people for who they
No.
really are. Yeah. And
Yeah.
she knows that that Nynaeve is scared. That just kind of shows how Moraine is really good at, reading people. And she just knows
Mm.
what's going on with Nynaeve and what's going on in
Yeah.
her head. So
Yeah.
and Nynaeve also knows that Moraine is the kind of woman that she cannot fool. So I really like their dynamic. So I love
Dynamic.
this
Yeah.
particular scene, yeah. Because how Nynaeve is just terrified because she knows that she's using the one power and she knows that at some point she will become an Aes Sedai. She knows this thing. And but she doesn't want to. And she's so
Yeah.
scared for her friends and all. So yeah, I
Friends.
love this scene. The scene was so good. So I think I really like how earlier Perrin just did not like them, but now he's just rocking their hairstyle as well. So he trusts them
Oh,
now
yeah.
completely.
I did. I did notice that part. Yes. Correct.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
did he have that hair already? No.
No, he didn't. No, he changed his hairstyle. Yeah, so you can see. And Aram is also kind of wearing colorful clothes now, which is a
Colorful
good thing.
clothes now. Finally. Yes.
Finally, yeah. Okay, for this particular scene, like I personally didn't understand why Egwene and Perrin, when they watched him, like why they didn't run at the same time. Like why did they keep on standing over there and let these people get hurt?
Even at that point when their lives are at stake, they are not ready to take up weapons or fight back, but they're just resisting. So that exactly reflects their belief system, right?
Yeah, but
So yeah, good.
but in the books, I thought that they say that whenever the other person is kind of doing violence, they actually run away. So I thought that they are going to run away. Yeah, so they just want to say that they are the kind of people who do the right thing, but they'll not do
Mm-hmm.
violence, even though the other person is doing that.
Yeah, but I liked the fact that they made it so realistic. They look so realistic. This could look like very over the top, these 80s Bollywood movies, you know, where all these heroic people help the hero and the heroine escape, kind of a scene,
Yeah.
which could turn out to be too cheesy, but it not, because at the end they get captured.
Okay, so for in this particular scene, I just want to know what happened to Aram. Did they just leave him
Yes,
there?
yes,
Can
me
anyone tell
too.
me?
What happened to him? I hope he doesn't die.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not dead. I'm sure he's not dead. He's just knocked out.
Okay.
Oh, my
The
favorite
loyal.
character. In the series, there were two characters that I was looking, actually three characters that I was looking forward to. One is Lan, of course. Second is Loyal, and the third is Min. I don't know if she's ever going to come also. I don't know.
Yeah.
But oh my God! Initially, when I saw the pictures, I told you also go check it out. I hated it, but in the scenes, it's okay. It's not something. It's not an eyesore or something like that. It's good. It took some minutes for me to get used to the wig or whatever. But
Yeah.
the actor, oh my God, his voice and his portrayal of Royal is on point.
Point.
Him going, he keeps on talking when others are not listening. And he is like always thinking out loud, oh, you humans are like this, you humans are like that. So it was kind of funny, and oh my God, I just loved it. I
Yeah.
love this. Again, he was one of my favorite characters in the book, and on screen also he is one of the favorite characters.
Yeah. I totally agree. When I looked at his face, I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. And I was like, where is his ears? I want to see his ears and I want to see him and I want to see them twitching and all. I'm like, I can't see his ears. Just show me his ears. And apart from that, yeah, totally. I'm like, okay, he doesn't look the way I thought he would, but his
Yeah.
voice and the way he speaks, it is Amazing. It's so on point, and the
Amazing.
actor literally nailed it. He nailed
Yeah.
it. And the way he says, "You humans are so hasty."
Yeah.
I loved it. Oh my God, I
Wow.
just loved it. And in that scene was just so funny when he was collecting his books and Rand is like, "I'll meet you outside." Like he cannot even wait.
Because yes, that's like how humans, right, always in a hurry, and
Yeah.
he is like taking his own time. And I also like the height factor because Rand is supposed to be really tall, and he is at least a foot taller than Rand, so that
But
also was good.
yeah, but in the book he's like way taller. Okay, so he also talks about how Rand is an Aiel and
I
he
Yeah.
is he's denying that he's an Aiel. So yeah, so
Yeah.
this entire conversation is just like how it happened in the books and was just
Books.
so cool. Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
cool and I loved it. So in this particular scene, we also see the
Again.
Padam thing again. Yeah. This scene also kind of reminded me of Game of Thrones. Do you remember that Cersei's walk of shame and how
Yes,
everyone is
yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes.
throwing vegetables
Troika. Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
her? I mean, this kind of
yeah.
reminded me of that. I don't know why. When Logan kind of looks at Matt, do you think it's happening in Matt's mind or was he actually kind of smiling?
I think Matt imagined it.
I saw a comment and it said that Logan has a ability to see Taviran, and that's why he was able to kind of see Matt and
It could
Rand.
make okay if this really happened that he's laughing, then
Yeah,
that could be an explanation why he's looking at them and
yeah,
reacting that way.
yeah. Because in the books, as far as I remember, he was looking at Rand. Do you remember when he was
Mm.
standing? Rand was standing. He looked at
Standing.
Rand as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, and then there's this beautiful conversation between Matt and Rand, and how Matt says that I do not want
Oh.
to be like that. If it happens to any one of us, we'll take care of each other. That was so cool. Yeah, that was so cool.
Again, this is an excellent acting scene by this guy, Matt. God.
Oh, what do you have to say about this scene?
They know what happens to a warder when the Aes Sedai, dies. Again, they are there for his moral support to make sure that he goes through with the ring ceremony where the ring is returned back. I felt bad for Lan in one scene where he snaps at Lan saying that, okay, first you lose Moraine and then tell me, and he
How it
says like
feels to
that.
jump
So
from one woman to the other.
one or the other. So again, that shows the loyalty, that these warders have towards their Aes Sedai. And I don't know in the books if it's explained how exactly the bonding happens. It's a ceremony or some kind of
Hmm.
ritual that they do. Maybe they show it in the series at some point because they keep talking about the bonding a lot. It'll be nice
Yeah,
to see how actually it is done, that ritual where the
yeah,
bonding happens between these two, because it's not just a mental thing. I think, I mean, there is a ritualistic background to it and how
yeah,
actually it happens, right? It's not
yeah.
like a friendship kind of bonding, but there is
No,
some
it's
kind
not.
of magical bonding
More magical
between the two.
bonding. Yeah.
Oh
This
my
particular
god,
scene.
this it was so nice. It was so well done, and I'm so happy they didn't have any dialogue. This shows that they don't have to speak to feel each other. Oh, one of my favorite scenes in the episode, their connection, their bonding. I think this whole episode was all about Aes Sedai water relationship.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I just look at Maureen's face, and I just want to say that Rosamund Pike is an amazing actress. She is just amazing. I mean, the way she's able to convey all of those emotions with her face without actually saying anything. It's just
anything.
it's so good. And I think Daniel Henney
Yep.
as well. They both are so great at their jobs, and I love them. I just love them so much.
Yeah, and they should understand the character well also, because when the director comes and tells you, hey, there is a scene, there is no dialogue, you just have to walk in and go and stand next to her or sit next to her. How do you bring in the emotions in, right? That is totally up to the actors, and both of
Yeah.
them pulled it off so well.
Yeah. And now I'm really sad for them. And now I'm really thinking about how is it going to work out between them? Like is if one of them dies. And now I'm really scared for them. I'm like, okay, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen to them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that Maureen is gonna die. I am just getting this feeling that yes, she is going to die. Oh my God, the scene. Oh my God. It just kind of gave me chills and I was just sad for Egwene. And then I was thinking about what about the part, what happens to Egwene afterwards? What am I going to
Mm.
feel at that time? I'm just so scared, man. And I just do not understand why child Walda, is always eating whenever he's doing all
Eating.
these crazy,
I
shitty
think
things.
it's a very tropey thing to do. Many movies you see villains eating while they're torturing or beating up somebody at all. You see that normally in movies, right? It's a very much of a trope, I think so.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
but this guy, I want to kill him if I get him. Actually, when I was watching this scene, right, that even then it was not adding up. So he wants the pain to stay. He wants to feel the pain. Then why is he asking for the tea to sleep? Because definitely he's not going to use it for himself because he doesn't want to sleep. Because he want to keep on feeling the pain. So something did not add up there. I was like, why is he asking for tea if he has no plans of using it for himself? But then it later on we come to know
makes
who he
sense.
used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Ah,
already a very subtle clue there, like what is going to
yeah.
come.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. The conversation between Leandrin
Ah.
and Naini. Okay. So, what do you have to say about this?
Again, I think she is trying to, I don't know, but she's trying to recruit her, right? Kind of
Yeah.
into being Red's sister, and Naini is like completely ignoring it and giving her back answers.
Yeah. This particular dialogue, I just loved it. And the way she said it,
Loved it. Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So basically, she's just trying to say that the women use the one power, but the kind of world that we live in, men usually are the ones who have power. And
Yeah, they're
they're,
dominant. Yeah.
yeah, and
Mm.
they're not kind to little girls. And now I'm thinking, does she have a tragic backstory as well when something happened to her when she was a child? And that's why she has this
Mm.
hatred towards men. I just love this scene. And I just love how Nynaeve comes and kind of hugs Rand. And
Mm-hmm.
and Rand is just so shocked to see her, but so happy. But
Yeah.
then,
He snaps, right? Snaps.
yeah,
But the fun part is nobody has realized why he is acting like that yet. Because in the books we know it's because he took the dagger, but in the show they're not making it that evident or clear. They are not even talking about the dagger here. So I'm not sure why not. They're not talking about it enough.
I think Rand doesn't even know that he
That's
has the
what
dagger.
nobody knows in this show, but in the books everybody knows he picks it up, and that's
Yeah,
why he is getting corrected. So nobody, no, here I think they want to focus on the fact that it's because he can. They are thinking that he can channel. That's why he's
channel.
acting like this, not because of the dagger.
Matt actually took like three things, right? He took the dagger, he took the crystal, then he also took that dog stone kind of thing. So it can
Mm.
be anything. For this particular scene, I'll just say you can definitely see that Nynaeve does not have any idea how she's going to
Mm.
help Matt, but she still says that we don't need the Aes Sedai.
I said I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she says that I'll try to heal him on my own, but she knows that she won't be able to do so because we can see that on her
Mm-hmm.
face. But she just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to deal with the Aes Sedai, and she's saying we are the two rivers folk will make this work on our own or
Well,
something like that. For this particular conversation where Perrin is confessing, what do you have to say about
mm.
this?
I was thinking Perrin might not tell anybody. But I knew that if he's going to tell somebody, it will be Egwene because of the relationship that has developed over all these days of traveling together. So I
Yeah.
knew if he's ever going to tell somebody, it has to be Egwene. So that was good.
I think I totally agree with you. I also thought that Perrin is going to tell Egwene and he's going to confess that he's the one who
Yeah.
killed her. I think I really loved how Egwene says that it was not your fault, even though you blame yourself for it and you'll blame yourself for a long time, but you will
Mm.
get over it eventually. And
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, so Egwene kind of throws a tiny fireball, I guess.
Yeah. Fireball, which didn't do anything, but I like the fact, oh, this Perrin
This
kung fu
golden
too.
eyes, golden eyes.
But I don't think Egwene yet saw that. so she still doesn't know, right? So I was
Yeah.
expecting this to happen. I knew this was going to
Yeah.
come. The wolves are coming to come and save them. And when
Yeah.
it happened, it was epic. And I hope this guy died.
Egwene didn't go for the kill because obviously, yeah, they're not killers, right?
They're
They'll
not
not
killers.
go
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
kill.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
They just wanted to escape, and that's what
And
they
I'm
did.
sure they won't kill him off because he's a good villain. I mean, he's done it so well. I mean, apart
Yeah.
from all the things, the actor is so good, right?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah.
Yeah. And you can feel how scared he is of Perrin because he's like, "Who are you? What's wrong with
All of a
you?"
sudden, something,
Yeah.
yeah, unexpected happened. He was expecting her to channel and catch him, like all confident about it. He didn't see this
Yeah.
coming, so this
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah. I just love this particular scene as well. Now I think that because she has all the rings, they will go to White Tower, and this will kind of make all the Aes Sedai respect them more because they
More.
bought their rings back, which is kind of a big thing for like the Aes Sedai. So that was really cool as
Yeah.
well. Okay, about this particular scene, and I still think that that wolf is Hopper. I think that that's who he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm. It could be. It could be. And Elias, um, I don't know. Do you think they will introduce it at some point?
I think they will. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think they will. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God. Okay, what do you have to say about this scene?
So I like this scene where she tells her, I mean, Maureen tells her, like, when Naini doesn't share your hatred for men, so just go look up, look somewhere
Back
else
off.
for
Back
retreat.
off.
Yeah, I like that very nicely, very, politely she puts that across, so which is good. And Leandre is like, all her political moves are being smashed. Nobody is, falling for it.
For this particular scene, the way she kind of touches her face so sensually, I feel something is going on. I think
Otherwise,
I think they dated.
yeah,
I think they dated when they
yeah,
were younger. Okay, so they are basically doing a ritual that is to ward off the Forsaken and
for a
especially
second.
the father of lies,
Lies.
Ishamael.
Ishamael.
Ishamael, yeah. And I think I really like how they're kind of introducing all of these people slowly. Like earlier, they introduced Trollocs, then they introduced the Mordroll,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
introduced the Dark Friend, and now they're introducing the Forsaken. And yeah, that was really cool.
There are too many villains in this world.
Too many villains. Everybody is like bad. There's just very
Yeah.
less people who are just good. Okay, so what do you think about this particular scene?
I felt that she's trying to get some information from her. This is what I
Yeah,
felt.
yeah.
And I don't know in the show if she is going to be a Blast Asha, like for just to give a twist to the book readers. I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm just thinking, because Leandrin is too obvious,
Totally. Leandre
right?
is too obvious. Yeah. Especially to the
So
book readers. Yeah.
yeah, because she's trying to get some information for sure here. She's trying to ask us so many things. Hey, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And Maureen is like, okay, fine, are you done? Go home. Yeah, get lost kind of thing. So that was okay. And so she is trying to kind of play politics by saying, hey, Leandrin is aiming for the seat. Why don't
Yeah.
you also try? So she's trying to create, I felt she's trying to create conflict. I was getting that kind of vibe from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely doing something. I don't know
Yeah.
what's her motive, but it just
Mm.
definitely feels like she's planning something. I don't know why. They both also kind of have some chemistry. I don't know why everyone in this show feels like they have something going on.
Alana
Alana.
trying to flirt with Moraine, but Moraine is like giving very cold vibes, like stay away from me types. But she keeps
Yeah.
trying her best. So
Yeah, she's flirting. Yeah, totally. And in this particular scene, I was like, Maureen, you cannot put your
put a
shoes on the bed.
shoe on the bed. Oh God, I
I
was
was,
screaming.
yeah, I was like, dude, remove your shoes first, please.
I know that's the least civilized thing you can do. Like,
This was so weird for me. I was like, Maureen, like I was so distracted by her boots, and I just couldn't understand what they were saying. And like literally, my whole concentration was on the shoes.
shoes. Uh, I hope it's an indoor shoes, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, she's just trying to say that you have two enemies. One is Suan, and the other is Leandrin.
Leandre.
Yeah. So I think I really like how that in the books as well, they portrayed this thing that Suan hates Maureen, but in reality, we
Mm.
know that the
We
kind
know
of
what
dynamics
happened.
that they
Yeah.
have. Yeah. And here also you can see that
I think
totally.
next episode they might introduce Amalancy.
So Maureen is looking at a picture where there's a
Picture.
woman. And is that a mirror? Like, what exactly is it? Like, I have
It's
no
not a
idea.
mirror, it's some kind of painting.
Yeah, or is it a painting of someone else? Is it a painting of Swan? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't explain, but I hope it is revealed in the future episodes because I'm very curious to know. Otherwise, they wouldn't
Seriously.
take this much time to show it to us, right?
Yeah, and Alana was talking about secrets when she left, and then the camera,
They show this,
shows this
yeah.
thing. So it has something to do with Moraine's secrets. So we don't
Yes.
know what they are.
I love this scene where he runs. I just love it. That scene where he runs because there is no music, but there is this some kind of ominous sound
Ominous
that they have
feeling.
put in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that slow motion. Really, I loved it. And here I thought maybe he's still just
he's
sitting
not
there.
dead. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah,
thinking. And that's why I thought, okay, that's why he's slowed down, but he knew he's dead.
yeah.
So, oh, it's an emotional scene, guys.
Yeah,
It's such
I,
an
I
emotional.
genuinely thought that he was just sitting over there.
And
And
Lan is kind of disappointed that he couldn't prevent this from happening because that's
yeah,
the whole purpose he was there, you know,
yeah,
to stop him from doing something like this. So,
yeah,
yeah. Another thing about your clue for Moraine and Lan in
yeah,
the previous scene where she's talking to Alana, is
yeah.
that she tells there is a way to break the bond. Did you hear that,
Yeah,
dialogue?
to release the bond. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So
So they are going to pass the
maybe they are
bond away.
hinting, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, there is something that's going to happen.
yeah, yeah. Because we know that they cannot do that after Moraine is dead, because then
Yeah.
Lan would not be in the correct state of mind, I guess, to
Mm-hmm.
let the bond go. So I think they have to
Yeah.
do it before her death. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
Oh,
assuming it's gonna be Nynaeve.
this
Oh,
entire show, oh my God, it's so visually beautiful. I
yeah,
mean, the artwork of this, especially this episode, the design of the Avalon and their costuming, the interior of all these buildings,
yeah.
their rooms, individual rooms, and the architecture, so visually beautiful. The artistry of the whole thing is beautiful. Yeah.
And I also kind of really love how the person says that relieve us of our grief. And it just kind of felt
Mm.
like Lan was feeling each and every person's emotions. It felt like that
Mm-hmm.
he was the only one who was crying.
Yeah.
So he was the only
Mm-hmm.
one who kind of shouldered the pain for each and every person who was there.
Yeah, and also because Lan and Moraine are connected, you can see that pain in Moraine's eyes, and that's
Moraine
why
as
he's
well.
also crying. And
Yeah.
then Naini was like, "Oh my
Oh
God," she's
my
like, "Oh my God,
God.
Lan is crying."
Oh my
Oh my
God. I
God,
mean, I mean, this scene, when you just see it for the first time,
I cried.
yeah, literally, seriously, I was like, oh my God, this actor is so good. I mean, oh my God, Naini.
Yeah,
I, oh my God. I mean, she's not even connected to Lan, but she can feel his emotions, right?
feel his emotions.
That,
Yeah,
yeah, she
very
just looks
beautiful.
at him, and because she's already falling for him, and she's just so sad. Okay, so what are your overall thoughts and your overall rating for this particular episode?
Every time I look back on an episode, like, I want to rate them differently. So I rated 10 on 10 for the previous episode, but I think I shouldn't give 10 off for any episode for that matter. Episode 4, I would like to re-rate it to 9 out of 10, and this would be like 8.5 out of 10. Yeah.
I will definitely say that for me, it will be a 9. So my ranking would be episode 4, and then episode 5, and then episode
I
3, 2, 1. So
to
that would be
1.
the
Yeah.
ranking for me.
Same here. Exactly same here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this episode was really good, but I was really into the fight sequence and all, whatever that happened in like the
Yeah.
previous episode. And because Loghain was there, and it was kind of way more interesting. But I think this episode
Yeah.
kind of showed us the bond between an Aes
Mm.
Sedai and her
Mm.
water. And that
Mm.
entire thing was just so emotional. But yes,
Mm.
I really enjoyed that. And we also had the introduction of Loyal in this episode, which
Lol.
was also something that I really enjoyed. Yeah.
I think every episode we will get one new character. So next, I think maybe it might be Amelin Seed.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video till the
Yes.
end. And if you liked it, please consider liking the video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channels, please consider subscribing to me and Angela as well. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.